Alrighty, thank you for coming again to our last class, week number 2, I think. And let's see what we got. We're asked to graph this function, this equation, and what we have is y equals 2. Okay, and this is weird, you might say. Why? Can someone tell me why you get confused with this? What is that you get confused with?
I don't get confused with that.
You don't? Okay, let's see.
No,
Well, but it's something is weird here. Can someone tell me what is missing in this equation?
I
X,
guess the X is missing.
Uh-huh.
That's why we get confused.
Oh, I don't have eggs, right? I don't have eggs here. No eggs is here. Okay, what else? The first thing you have to do is to look is if y is alone, guys. When y is alone, perfect. In this case, y is alone. Okay, that's okay. But x is not here, so we don't have any value for x. So let's try to use a table and let's see what is going to happen. Okay, let's try to use a table. Okay, we're going to do the first step. Okay, let's go to the first step, which is make a table. I'm going to make a table now. Let's continue. Let's suppose that we got straight lines here. So, okay, this is a table, 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. In the first value we're gonna plug here is the x values, here the y values, and in the center, in this middle column, I'm gonna put the function, the equation. I don't include y, 2, right? That is the function, okay, 2. All right, this is the number 2. Now, what values would you want to take for x, guys?
-1, 0, and 1.
And 1, 0. That's correct. Okay, we can work with this in values. Okay, let's have a look. Once we got the values for x, so at random, so we need to put parentheses for the variable x and then substitute. Okay, let's copy the function. The function is 2, and the parentheses, guys, what is the variable x?
-1.
But I don't have x. The idea is that I don't have x here, guys. So I can't substitute this value because I don't have x. You only need to copy the function and put parentheses for each of the variable x, of course. In this case, you don't have it, so you can't. So don't tell me that you're going to make up a parenthesis because it is not, there's no x here, guys. You are modifying the function. La está modificando, and that is not possible. So what are we gonna do in this case, guys? So we just leave it like that because there is no place so where I can substitute this x. So 2, guys, is equals to what?
2.
2.
Is equals to 2. And here, guys, 0, since you don't have any place where you can substitute 0, that's going to be the same. Okay, 2. And here, guys, what's going to happen?
2.
It's going to be 2. Take a look, guys. What do you see, guys? When you don't have x, you don't need to make a table. Okay, now let's graph these points in the coordinate system. All right, once we got a coordinate system right here, so we're gonna plot this point. The first point is -1 for x. Okay, let's do that. -1 for x. I'm gonna do that. -1. I'm gonna move -1 units in x to the left, and how many units in y? Y is equals to +2. Okay, I'm gonna go up 2 units. Okay, I'm gonna go up 2 units, 1 and 2. Okay, and this point is gonna land right here. Okay, I'm gonna erase this. I'm gonna erase this. I don't need this. Okay, that's the blue point. Okay, that's the first point. -1 for x and 2 for y. -1 for x and 2 for y. This is the one I'm talking about. Now let's go to the next point. 0 for x and 2 for y. Okay, 0 for x is this point at the center, and 2 for y. Okay, I'm going to move 1 and 2. Okay, let's move this 1 and 2. That's the point, right? Can you see it? This is the point I'm talking about. And the last point is 1 for x. Okay, 1 for x is 1 for x right here. And what is the corresponding point for this one? 2, right? Okay, let's go up 2 units. 1, 2. Okay, and this is where we're going to get the points. Now, people, get your ruler and join these points. And tell me what are you going to get. Let's see what we're going to get. And this is the graph. All right, this is how we graph this type of functions. Again, in other words, guys, the thing is that maybe you're not going to understand the concept because I haven't explained what is a slope, what is, maybe you know what is a y-intercept, but I haven't explained that. And then next week we're going to talk about this, guys, with more details. And when you got a function like this, when you got y equals 2 and you don't have x, you have no x at all. So that means, guys, that this is going to be a horizontal line, y equals to 2. You only need to look, guys, where is y equals 2. Okay, this is y1, y2, and you make a horizontal line like that. You don't even need to make this table. This table, guys, is not necessary for this type of functions. What type of functions? When you don't have x. When there is no x here, you only need to look y equals to 2. Okay, y equals to 1, y equals to 2. Okay, you make a point and then you make that horizontal line throughout the point. Y equals to 2. This is the function y equals 2. Let's have a look at another one. Again, we are asked to solve this equation or to graph. That's what I meant. Y equal -4. Again, this is a special function. Why? Because as you can see, we got no x. No x is in this function, guys. So you don't need to make a table. There is none. I mean, it's not necessary to make a table since you have no x. You have no place where you can substitute the value x. So y is alone. All right, and I have no x, so I'm just going to make this on a coordinate system. Let's do that. Okay, let's graph this. We got a coordinate system. This is a constant function. That's how do we call this constant function. Y equals to -4. Okay, y, looking y. This is the y-axis. Just look for this number. Y equals to -4. Okay, y equals -4. It's down, -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, you make a point right there. Okay, you make a point in -4. Okay, I don't know if you can see this little tiny point. And then you make a line. Okay, okay, and this is the graph for this equation, for this function. As simple as this. Again, so we got another constant function because we have no x. I repeat it, we do this when we have no x value. Okay, if you got an x, you need to make the table, substitute the values, and solve that. In this case, let's look for this value y equals to 3/2. This 3/2 is confusing. I don't know what 3/2 is equals to. Can someone tell me, use a calculator and divide 3 over 2, and what is that equals to?
1.5.
1.5. Okay, this is like you have 1.5. Okay, now y equals to 1.5. Just look that value in the y-axis and make the line. Okay, 1.5 is 0, -1, -2. No, mister, you gotta move up. Okay, thank you. 1, 2. No, it's 1.5. Okay, 1.5 is between 1 and 2, right? It's a point like around here. Okay, this point is gonna land like here. Okay, let's say that is here between 1 and 2. Okay, now we need to make a line over there as well. Okay, make a line, a line. Use a ruler, use a ruler. Okay, this looks like a snake. It's not a straight line. Okay, and this is the graph for y equals to 3/2. Okay, let's have a look at this special function. So again, what is happening here? What is the difference here? So you need to let y alone, right? Do you remember that step? Whenever you're gonna graph a linear function, well, either linear or non-linear equation function, so you have to solve for y. But mister, how am I supposed to solve for y and if I don't even have y here? So what is going to happen in this particular case? These are special functions, constant functions. And how do we graph this? The idea is going to be the same. In the last example, we got y. In this example, we got x. Okay, the idea is going to be the same. Since you don't have y, you only need to look for this value in x and make a line. Okay, let's look where x is. Okay, x equals to 3 is, where is that point, guys? X equals to 3. -1, this is x, -1, -2. No, mister, is that positive? Oh, thank you. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is x equals to 3. Let's make a point there. Okay, let's make a point right here. I'm going to make a point in x equals to 3. Okay, this is the point, x equals to 3. And then, guys, this is x. All of these values are x, guys. I'm going to make a vertical line here in x equals to 3 because this is 3 for x, 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 right? This is 3 for x. All of this line, guys, is 3 for x. Okay, we're going to make a vertical line now. Okay, let me see if I can do my best with this line, little line. And let's suppose that this is the graph, okay? And this is x equals to 3. We don't need a table. Cases. Okay, another one. So this is gonna be a piece of cake. Again, we notice that this is a special
Yes.
function since we don't have y, right? So we need to make a table. No, it's not necessary because these are constant functions. Okay, and how do we do that? So we only need to look for this value, x equals to -5. Okay, 5 is positive. Okay, the negative is on the left side. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, let's make a point right here. Let's make a point in -5. Okay, and now let's do this. Okay, let's wrap this up. Okay, this is the vertical line. Okay, all of these values, guys, in the coordinate system are x equals to -5. Okay, take a look. This is -5 with 1, -5 with 2, -5. This is -5. All of these vertical lines is -5 for x. And this is how do we graph.